7 steps to help you develop unstoppable confidence to help you succeed at anything. Hey guys, are you being held back by your confidence? Do you feel like you're just not sure of yourself and it's stopping you from doing certain things that you would just love to do? Well, you're going to want to watch this video to the very end, because I'm going to give you 7 things that you can do to change all that. I mean, change all that, to have that confidence you want, to achieve the things you want. All you got to do is these 7 steps. And the other thing you got to do is you got to subscribe. There's a button down there, right? It's a red button. If you haven't subscribed, you need to click it, turn it gray, and don't forget, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Okay guys, let's get into this. Are there things that you want to do but you just don't feel confident doing them? Now I will tell you, building confidence is a gradual process. It's not going to happen overnight. I remember being much younger and being very unconfident and being very nervous and worrying about what everybody thought. It really stopped me from doing a lot of the things that I wanted to do. So in this video I want to help you out with that so you don't have that same issue. So let's start with the first thing that I just said, and number 1 is stop comparing yourself to everybody else. It really doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. You are not in competition with everybody else. You're in competition with yourself. Okay, that's the only person you need to worry about. And I think a lot of times people see other people achieve things or do things and they compare themselves to them and they're like, man, I need to do that, I need to be that, I'm not all that. That's not what you need to do, guys. You need to compare yourself with yourself, and as soon as you stop comparing yourself with everybody else, you're going to see your confidence level increase. Number 2, we get misdirected, and I'm going to say number 2 is the loudest is not always the most confident. And I'm going to say it that way because I think a lot of times we see people who are loud and always talk about themselves and always brag about themselves as being the most confident people, and we say, gee, I don't want to be confident if I got to brag about everything I do. And quite honestly, over the years, and I've been around for a few years now, I've noticed that the people that are the most confident are the most humble people. They're the nicest people. They don't talk about their achievements. They don't talk about what they've done. They don't talk about how great they are or how much money they have or their big house or cars or any of those things. All they do is they walk a confident walk, and all of their actions speak for themselves. So don't worry about having to be somebody who's got to be real boisterous and always talking about yourself and real loud and all that. That's not confidence. That usually is lack of confidence. Number 3, be aware of your limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs stop people from doing so many things. I know when I started selling online, I was selling products online and all that. One of my big limiting beliefs was that I didn't have any technical knowledge. I didn't know anything about, technical stuff. I didn't know anything about computers. Matter, I couldn't even send emails. I would mess that up. When I found the reply button and the forward button, I thought I'd really done something. Okay, so I was not technologically advanced. I couldn't type. To sell stuff online, I remember a lot of my friends and family would say, well, you're going to sell stuff online, you can't even type. How are you going to possibly do that? So I not only had these limiting beliefs about myself, I had other people around me who had limiting beliefs. So you've got to get away from that. You don't have any limits at all. There are no limits. Only thing you have to do is just keep trying new things, and as you keep trying new things, you're going to get better at new things. I know now that I can do some coding. I can build web pages. I have sold millions of dollars of products, of both digital and physical products online, and this is from a guy who can't type and doesn't know how to send emails. So if I can learn these things, guys, you can learn them too. Stop your limiting beliefs. Stop telling yourself you can't do something because of something else. Just do it. It doesn't matter what you've heard in the past. Doesn't matter what you thought of yourself in the past. Doesn't matter what other people think of you either, because they have their own limiting beliefs. What you want to do is just move forward and keep trying things even if you don't feel confident. I think a lot of people say, well, I'm going to try that item once I start to feel confident. That's not how it works. What you do is you try those items and you get some small successes and you start to feel more confident, and then you're able to try more of those items. That's how you want to approach it. Number 4, live positively. What do I mean by live positively? Well, I think a lot of people tend to look around and look at negative things. We were having a conversation the other day, my wife and I, and I think I was complaining or she was complaining about something, but then we compared it to the people in Afghanistan, and this is during 2021 if you're watching this video at any other time, and there were millions of people that just wanted to leave the country. They wanted to have a fair shot at being in a place that gave them opportunity. They were handing over their children to soldiers in hopes that their children would end up in a better place. you know, you got to be positive. You just got to be positive. There's no point in complaining, even if you're right. Okay, even if the weather sucks that day, and even if you got in a car accident, and even if you don't feel good, what is the point in talking about all those things? What's the point in whining like a baby? One of my favorite people to listen to is David Goggins.
So my self-talk is like no one else's self-talk. So this is what I say to myself. It changes all the time. But let's say I'm training for a 100-mile race. And I get to mile 50. Yeah. And I feel like everybody else, my mind gets soft. Why? Because I'm human. Yeah. I'm not some damn, hybrid creature that was formed from the heavens above. No, not. Human. I suffer. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like it. Yeah. So my mind starts to get weak. And we start to forget about how badass we are. This is about self-talk. Yeah. Most of us never start anything cold. If you're gonna go to college, you gotta study your ass off. If you wanna run a 100-mile race, a marathon, if you wanna go be Mr. Olympia, if you wanna go be a scientist, a doctor, what happens is, in that moment when we need self-talk, when we're failing and we're in our worst spot possible, we forget, the front end, all the build up to where we're at today. We forget how much work we put in. So for me, we forget that we put years, maybe not into making these dials, but to getting where you're at today. To become this person. To be in a position to make this money. We forget that journey on what it took for us to get in this moment to make the right decision. Yeah. So that's my self-talk is this. Okay, I want to get the out of here, man. I'm done. Then I remember this. You ran 2,000 miles training to be in this moment right now. We forget that. Yep. We forget the 3 o'clock in the morning runs or getting up early for work or whatever you're doing. We forget all that. In that moment of suffering, I remind myself. Yeah.
And look him up. It's David, Goggins. He's an incredible motivator. But he basically just says, suck it up. It doesn't matter if it hurts. It doesn't matter if it's difficult. It doesn't matter. Just go do it. Just be positive and do things. Think positive, talk positive, do positive things. It will make a world of difference in your confidence. Number 5, embody confidence. Now, here's what I mean by that. You can't wait to feel confident to do things that a confident person would do. What you have to do is embody confidence. Tell yourself you're confident. Tell yourself that you can do things. Feed yourself good, positive energy. When you tell yourself you're confident, you're going to start to feel it. When you tell yourself you're not confident and you're scared and you're worried, you're going to start to believe that too. Understand, these are all just thoughts. These are just things that go through your head. They aren't real. None of this is real, okay? What you try to do is based on your confidence level, but your confidence level is based on what you're feeding your own mind. Tell yourself that you have great capabilities. Look back on your past successes and remind yourself of all you've already done. Think about it. When you were a baby, you couldn't talk, you couldn't walk, you couldn't do anything. Look at what you've already accomplished. Give yourself some credit. Stop. Give yourself some credit, and you're going to gain some more confidence. Number 6, don't dwell in the past. Now, I have seen many people for many years try to change the past. Not one of them has been successful. Not a one of them has been successful. Your past is just that. Your past is not your future. Your past is just the past. That's all it is. Okay, it doesn't define who you are today. I mean, if you think about it, there's been so many people that had really difficult beginnings that became wildly successful or did horrible things and overcome those horrible things. That is not your future. You can't control the past. There's no point in even thinking about the past, really. You can't control it. There's nothing you can do about it. You certainly can't change it. However, you can change the future. And that's a positive thought you need to have. You need to think about what you can do in the future to make things better. And as you realize that you can actually change the future, you can change, maybe you've been on a bad path, maybe you've been on a losing path, but there were reasons for it. Maybe you didn't put forth the effort, maybe you didn't try hard, maybe you were negative. Whatever the reasons, you can change all of those things. You can start today. Today can be the first day. Don't put it off till tomorrow. Today can be the first day that you start thinking positive, doing positive, getting in shape, working harder, putting in the time, turning off the TV, the radio, all that stuff, and actually putting energy into your family and your life and your work. Today can be the day to do that. That's how you need to think about it. Number 7, be committed. Be committed. Now, if you ask the average person how many books will it take for you to read to learn how to, I don't know, put a spaceship in orbit? You know, how many books would you have to read? And the person may be like, gee, I don't know. I don't know. That sounds pretty difficult. Now, I remember not too long ago, Elon Musk, who was the founder of SpaceX, the founder of Tesla, the founder of the Boring Company, so many different things, was on 60 Minutes. And they were interviewing him. And the interviewer said to him, how in the world could you put these rocket ships up in space? You're not a rocket scientist. You're not an astronaut. You're not any of these things. How could you possibly do that? And he had one answer for that interviewer. And the answer was, there's books. There's books. So if you take somebody who's super positive and you ask them, how many books will you read to accomplish a particular goal? How many courses will you go to? How much training will you take? Their answer is going to be whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. In other words, they are committed. They're going to do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal. Is that your attitude? Is that your attitude? Do you have the attitude that you're going to do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal? If you're trying to run a marathon, will you get up at 4 in the morning, at 3 in the morning? Will you run 2 or 3 times? Are you going to do what it takes? Will you run 2 or 3 times a day? What will you do? Somebody who is fully committed is almost impossible to beat because they won't stop. They just won't stop. That's the attitude that you have to develop. And I don't care about your past. I don't care about your childhood. I don't care about your parents. I don't care how much money you got in the bank. You can change that attitude today, or you can use all those previous things as crutches. I had a pretty tough childhood. I won't get into it on this particular video, but for all intensive purposes, I should have been in jail. I should have done some terrible things, but I chose to leave that behind. Are you going to choose to leave all that stuff behind to become a more confident person after watching this video? Are you going to choose to put these things into practice and actually do them? Or is this just another video you're going to watch and move on to the next one? Hopefully you're going to make those changes, and I want to hear about those changes. I want to hear what you did. I want you to go through these 7 things I gave you in this video, and I want you to put in the comments, what did you do? What did you do? Or what are you going to do? Sometimes just writing down what you're going to do, this will help you. Put it in the comments below. Hey, JR, I heard what you said about being committed, and I'm going to start being committed. I heard what you said about being positive. I'm going to change my self-talk. I'm going to change the verbal talk that I'm talking to other people. I'm not going to complain about stuff anymore. I'm going to start realizing and being grateful for what I've got. Guys, being confident is all of these things. You really can't be super confident without doing every single thing on this list, all 7 of them. Don't skip any of them. Don't skip any steps. If you were going up a flight of steps and you said, well, you know, I'm going to take 1 step at a time, but every now and then I'm going to take 4, every now and then I'm going to take 3. If you started skipping steps, what's going to happen? You're going to fall. You're going to get hurt. Okay, it's not going to work out too well for you. Don't skip any steps. Use every single step that I've taught you in this video, apply them, and you're going to be a more confident person. And once that's happened, come back to this video and post in there how confident you are and what you have achieved. Now, do you have other questions? This is a little bit off of selling online because that's what I do, but you have any other questions about selling online, making money online, you can put those in the comments section below. I often will come through, I'll answer those, and I'll help you out. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there. If it's red, turn it gray. Click it, turn it gray. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.